Okay guys, the updated watch collection for November 2023. Here we go. So, bit of an upgrade since last time. We do have the green box. Before, we just had, the little carrier cases because I only had 2 or 3 watches at that point, I'm pretty sure. I did actually film an updated version for the second channel, but I didn't actually upload it. So you're getting the full video here, breaking down the watches, why I bought each one, and kind of a little story about each watch. So we're going to go up in value with each watch. So we're going to start with the Omega Swatch. Very, very interesting watch, this one, because it's not metal or like steel like the other ones, but I have actually put a nice rubber strap on this watch. The Velcro one is all good and everything, but I don't really feel like it's comfortable to wear. So I have actually bought this rubber strap to actually put on this watch, and this one isn't too expensive. I just thought it was nice to buy. And let's say you're going to London and you don't want your arm to be chopped off, then you can wear this. I mean, they'll probably still chop off your hand maybe, but it is better than an arm. You got to think of the positives there. Maybe it is a safer watch to wear, and it is quite comfortable. The one time I have put it on, let's say for sports or something like that, this is maybe something I would wear. But I actually say that, I never end up wearing it anyway. This one, only a few £100, so maybe a watch you can actually start out with to start your watch collection. Moving on to the next watch. This one is a Rolex Oyster Perpetual with the black dial. This was the first watch I actually bought retail from Rolex. As you'll see from the video, it still has the bezel protector on the watch. I've never worn it. Pretty much perfect condition because it has never been on my wrist. It's just been in the box the whole time. If we take off the bezel protector, very nice, smooth bezel on this watch here. Never going to wear it. I feel like a 34mm watch won't look the best. It's kind of one that I'm just going to keep forever. I'm already up a few £1,000s on this watch anyway, so I don't feel like there's any need for me to wear it when I've got multiple other watches which I will switch between daily. The main reason I actually bought this watch is, if you guys actually know about Rolex, you'll know that you have to buy from the authorized dealer before they actually offer you a watch you actually want. So after a year, they said to me, do you want to buy this watch? Obviously I said yes. Next day, went and bought the watch from them, and this was the start. And the first one I actually bought from Rolex themselves at an authorized dealer. This watch kind of suits anyone, kind of suits any occasion as well, because it's very, very simple and it's a black dial. You can't beat a nice black dial. Let's say it was my only watch, then I'd obviously wear it. If it was 41, would be nicer to wear, but it being 34 is probably the main reason why I have never worn it myself. So moving on to the next watch, we have a Rolex Submariner. This one is a 2020. It's got a few scratches on it. That's because I have worn this one quite a bit. It has got the satisfying dial, which you can obviously turn, which does sound amazing. I got a bit of an ASMR there. You guys are welcome. It fits perfectly on the wrist, as you guys see. Lovely looking Submariner. I feel like if you have a watch collection, you kind of have to have a Submariner. It's like the classic Rolex. If you ask someone to point out a Rolex, they're probably going to pick a Rolex Submariner, and that is kind of the main reason why I actually bought this watch. I haven't worn it probably in about 6 months, 12 months, but it's a watch that I'll probably never sell because it looks nice and it is simply the classic Rolex. One of the main reasons why I don't actually wear it is because it is an Oyster bracelet instead of a Jubilee. Personally, I prefer wearing a Jubilee bracelet, just more comfortable on the wrist, and I just think it looks much more appealing. A nice watch, not really one I'd wear as much as the others though. So this is a watch you guys have actually seen a lot on the channel and on my Instagram if you guys follow it, and if you don't, I'm not sure what you're doing, but go check out my Instagram. This is the Rolex Datejust 41mm. It's got the Rhodium dial with the diamonds on the dial. Got to love a good diamond. If you move this one around and the light flashes around, flickers, blinds everyone in the vicinity. The main significance behind this watch is it was my first Rolex. I reached a milestone in my trading at this time, so I thought I'm going to buy a Rolex. So this Rolex, first one that I've actually got, first luxury watch which I've actually bought as well, and it was to signify reaching a certain profit target that month. So there's a lot of meaning behind this watch. It's one that I will never sell. Like, let's say worst case scenario, I blow all my trading accounts, I owe HMRC a couple million, I'm going to prison with this watch. Let's just say that. Having said that, I wear this one the most. As you guys can probably tell, the scratches are a reflection of this, especially on the clasp. Scratches are unbelievable. If you're a trader and you're at a desk all day, or you're on like a laptop or something like this, if you wear a watch like this, it's going to scratch like crazy. You're going to be scraping it along the desk on your Mac especially. You know, the metal on metal contact is definitely not good, and it's probably why this watch has taken off about 100 layers of metal here. But it looks nice. My favorite watch by far, which I've actually got, and it's a Jubilee again, the most comfortable watch in my opinion that Rolex actually do. I never set the date and time on these watches because I feel like no one actually looks at a watch for the time nowadays anyway, so it will probably always be wrong. Right now it says that it is 7:25 a.m, which I do not think it is 7:25 a.m, but as a trader you don't really need to know the time or date anyway. So yeah, that is my favorite watch and one that I will always love. So another Datejust now, and this one is pretty much identical apart from the dial. This is obviously a 2023 Datejust. It has actually still got the stickers on it. Still stickers on this watch, which obviously means I haven't worn it. If we just take this out, it's literally perfect condition. No scratches. It's still got the bezel protector on it, same as the Oyster Perpetual. But the dial is this lovely, lovely mint green. I think it is probably one of the best dials they actually do on a Datejust. Annoying it doesn't have the nice flashy diamonds, but I do love this dial. I did actually buy this one retail, so once again, £3,000-4,000 in profit on this watch, straight as I walked out the shop. It's one I'll never sell. Kind of a reoccurring theme here. I'm never really going to sell any of these watches. So I was actually quite lucky to actually get this watch from the authorized dealer, with it having the Jubilee bracelet, the fluted bezel, and the mint green dial. It's probably the most expensive and most desirable Datejust actually available this year, and it is reflected in the price of the watch as well. You know, if you're looking on Chrono, it's probably like £13,000-14,000 for specific watches, with this one being stickered and brand new as well. Unworn watches obviously go for a lot more. Let's say I stop wearing the Rhodium dial one. This is definitely one I would potentially start wearing, just because the mint green, when you move it around the light, the green changes and it just looks absolutely amazing. If you're looking at getting a first Rolex, you're looking at a Datejust, then maybe the mint green dial would actually be perfect for your first Rolex. And moving on to the last watch in the collection, you know, there should have been another one, but I had some issues actually trying to buy it. Bit of a disaster, but we should have had a Cartier Santos Dumont in this box, but had a few issues with that, so maybe that'll be coming soon to the channel next year. Watch out for a nice Patek in the collection. You know, if business is doing well, then you guys will know by the increase in the amount of watches I actually have for the next watch collection video. If it actually decreases, you know I'm struggling. So be sure to buy the mentorship in the description so I can continue buying these watches. This watch, probably the one I actually wear the most currently. Main reason, I just love the polished center links on this watch. I've previously said that I don't like the Oyster as much as the Jubilee, but when you have these polished center links, I just think it looks like really, really nice on your wrist. Jubilee obviously has the polished center links as well, whereas if you have older Oyster, it doesn't have this, so that's why it looks very, very nice. With the GMT Master II, obviously the dial does actually turn both ways, so you can set the time to different countries. If you're actually traveling between multiple countries with different time zones, you can actually set that on this watch. The reason I actually chose this one over the Pepsi is because I feel like everyone has a Pepsi. It's kind of like the most common GMT Master II, and I didn't want to have the same one as everyone else. So I chose the Batman. I didn't choose the Batgirl, even though I said I prefer Jubilees, but I feel like on a GMT Master, the Oyster kind of goes with it a lot better. Maybe we'll buy a Batgirl as well, just so it's more comfortable. But yeah, it would be cool to have every single Rolex in the collection, which is obviously the end goal. Okay, so the main function of this watch is to tell the time, pretty much like every other watch in the collection. I don't actually think it really does anything else, and I don't even use it to tell the time. So why did I even buy this thing? This lump of metal. If anyone wants this lump of metal and 6 other lumps of metal, then hit me up on Instagram and I'll sell you this at a nice discount, because I've actually just had a realization that I've been scammed here. But in all seriousness, this watch, very, very nice. Looks nice on the wrist as well. You know, a lot of these watches, they don't look too nice on the wrist, but this one, it's an absolute beauty. It just looks amazing. You know, you can't beat that. You've probably seen it in a few videos in the past as well. I do love having this watch on. I just think it just looks amazing, especially matches the blue eyes. Not sure if you guys have noticed. So it does actually match the blue on the dial. So yeah, very, very beautiful watch. So if we actually put this one away And a lot of you guys actually ask what watches I'm looking at getting in the future. So we have got 4 empty spaces in this box. So the watches I'm actually going to look at buying. Firstly, Cartier Santos. A bit of a cheaper watch compared to the majority of the ones in this box at the moment, but I think it looks very, very nice. I was thinking about getting a Cartier tank as well, but I chose the Dumont instead. So hopefully that'll be in the collection soon. Also, the main gold watch. Also, the watch I really, really want in the collection is a 5711 Patek. Green dial would be amazing, but it is around £350,000. So maybe that won't be in here quite yet. But you know, you have the piano dial, you have the blue dial, which are slightly less expensive, but maybe that won't be in here quite soon. Also looking at getting an AP chrono. Very, very nice watches, especially the ones, you know, the Panda dial. Absolutely love it. So hopefully all of those watches will be in the collection by the time we do the next updated watch collection. Maybe 6 months, maybe 12 months. We'll do a nice episode every single year to keep you guys updated with the watches in my current collection. So if you guys have any watches yourself, or you have a nice watch collection, be sure to comment down below the watches which you actually have, so I can go check it out and other people can maybe get some ideas on which watches they could add to their collection. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.